The next set of questions that could come your type in addition to custom settings is now they will ask you what are custom metadata type and types. So now custom metadata to be on short of it is similar to S objects. Okay, they have the similar structures. You can have field and values in that. You can have it will be like a table and field value. So they store again configuration and control data like in custom settings, but custom metadata is more advanced and you should going ahead you should use custom metadata, and there are some benefits why we'll see. First of all, you can query metadata record like you do a normal table. Custom metadata object can be instantiated like any S object, but it is with a MDT extension. Now, suppose you create a custom metadata type in which you want to store the API keys for some collections for some remote object. Okay, you will say like say if you want to access some particular Google Drive, you have an API key for that. So you can create multiple records. So you'll have say first you will say Google Drive API name and key. Then you may have drive.com that will have an API name drive.com and it will have a separate key. So you can store it and query. And so like if you want to query a particular, suppose you want to query for particular Google Drive, so you can say API configuration MDT, that is like underscore underscore C. API configuration is the name of the custom metadata, okay, like a table name, and config is the variable of type MDT. Then you query it. So you say you can query the fields API key from API configuration table, that is the metadata table where the API name is whatever you want to pass. So it will pass that particular value. So this is the biggest benefit of this custom metadata type. So you can store, usually it is used to store configuration and control data, okay, for like your organization, similar to custom settings, but much more advanced because you can create many fields and you can have multiple configurations stored in this organization control and configuration data. Again, you can use this anywhere in your fields, formula fields, anywhere you can use it, okay, or validations, etc. Now, what is the basic difference between custom settings? So basically custom metadata does not support hierarchy type, whereas in custom settings you have hierarchical type. So that's one difference. One of the biggest benefits of custom metadata type is, suppose you create a custom setting with a list of data and all that, it cannot be deployed to another org, you know, right? You have to build in development and deploy to another or test org and then to development, and you may also want to deploy to multiple orgs. You can't do that with custom settings. So all your data that you have created will not be used, whereas custom metadata can be easily packaged and deployed into any database, any Salesforce server. And couple of other things is, you know, it has an underscore C, uh, and here it has an underscore MDT, what you call suffix. So the main if the interview presses on you, the main thing is, you know, you can deploy custom metadata. So the entire configuration control data that you have created will not need to be recreated, whereas in custom settings you have to recreate. Okay. So now next question is what are custom labels? Now custom labels are text values which you create and can be stored in the Salesforce database. So you can use custom labels to create multilingual applications that present information, help text, like say for example, help text error message in user's native language. So you can create multiple custom labels. And custom labels can be used in Visual Force pages, Lightning Web Components, and expressions. So basically, you don't need to hard code. Once you create a custom label, you can access it as $label.value. Okay, so those are custom labels. Now, next thing is we're going to take a look at anonymous block in the next video. We'll get deep into more into coding and classes in the next video. Anonymous block is used to create a what is anonymous block is it allows you to create temporary code which does not save into the Salesforce server. It can be used to instantiate objects, Apex classes, and do debugging. You can run batch Apex. So anonymous block is in developer console. If you go over here, if you open anonymous block, click debug, you can open execute anonymous window. You can write script here. This script is not going to be saved into your database. Remember that. So you can run instantiate class, run batch Apex, and do debugging and other things. Click debug, system.debug, write some ad hoc statements, but this will not be saved to the database. So that is the use of anonymous window. It's used for scratchpad code.